Wish you all a pleasurable and jovial afternoon. I am Subhransu Panda from BS Government High School, Sundargarh. Today we will be discussing about a story from class 9 English book, and the name of the story is The First Thief. And the story is nothing but a past root problem, that is patriarchal society. In patriarchal society, there is a problem that women cannot get all the facilities that people can enjoy, or male people can enjoy. And let us see what are the things that we can find out in the story. Today we will be not going through the line by line the story, and we will be just look the objective question that will be most probable question for your examination point of view, and we will just recap the story from the very beginning. In the story, the first step, the title itself justifies that. The title itself is justifying that the first step. The first step means when we start a work, we have to put our feet first. I mean to say that when we start something new, that is something the title is justifying. And in the story, in the first part, we have seen that let us first get ourselves well known with the character of the story. There are four characters, main four characters. First character is Ammu. Ammu is the girl who is suffering from patriarchal problem of the society, and we have another character. His name is Cheleppa. Cheleppa is the father of Ammu, and Cheleppa has also a son. His name is Chinni, and one most interesting and what you can say educated fellow. Her name is Mrs. Mohan, the wife of Mr. Mohan. Now we all have well known to our characters. There are four characters, I have already said about them. Now we will recap the story from the very beginning. First, in the story, in first part, the story started with a morning in which a girl child gets up and prepares food for her father's, and she is not allowed to take education. She is not allowed to go to school, and it's contrary, her brother, namely Chinni, is 5-year-old, and she is being gone to be sent to the school, but that facility is not being provided to the girl child, namely Ammu, and she is always asked to do all the works of her house by her fathers. But Chinni is free from all the responsibilities. She is asked to go to the school, but on the part of the Ammu, that is not possible, or she is not being provided with all the facilities that Chinni was being provided with. And in the story, in part 2, we have seen that Cheleppa was working in a house, or in a big house, and he was, as a watchman he was working there, and he was getting some salary from that job, and that was too small, or that was not enough to meet all the requirements of the family. So when the owner of the house was changed, a lady was going to be the owner of the house. At the time, Cheleppa asked his daughter to work in the house where he was working as a watchman. So she will get some salary that will be a little bit helpful for the family to meet certain requirements that was not being able to fulfilled by the salary of Ammu's father. So this was the story, and third part is already taught to you. You must have idea about that. Our job is to do some objective questions from part 2 only. Let us see the questions that are most important, most probable questions that you may get in your final exam. Let us see the first question. Remember, all making you sure that these questions are all from your part 2. Yes, the story name is The First Step, and these all questions are from part 2. Let us see what are the questions. Number 1 question is that who was the new owner of the big house? Can anybody answer the question?
Mohan. Mrs. Mohan.
First of all, before going to
Mrs. Mohan.
very good. Before going to do all the questions, I am making you understand that there are for each question there are 4 options. You need to choose the right one. You can if you know the answer directly, you can say. If you do not know the answer, you can eliminate the wrong answer, and in this way you can get the right answer. Yes. First question is who was the new owner of the big house? First option is Cheleppa, Mrs. Mohan, Ammu, or Chinni. Which one is the right answer?
Mrs. Mohan.
Yes. Mrs. Mohan is the new owner of the fort. Yes. Very good. Mrs. Mohan is the right answer. Because yes, sit down. Very good. Mrs. Mohan was the nephew of the owner of the house. So when the owner of the house was
White. Option C, white.
Yes. Let us move to the second question. Yes. Let us move to the second question. Which color of sari did the new owner of the house wear? Option 1 is red. Option B is green. Option C is white. Option D is yellow.
White.
The answer will be white. When Mrs. Mohan came to the fort or the new house, at that time she wore a white color, spotless white color sari. Yes, white will be the right answer. As we already know that Mrs. Mohan was nothing but a widow, and in our Indian culture, widow wear white sari. So as she was a widow, she wore a white sari. Yes. Let us move to the third question. Who did come to work for the new owner of the house? Who did come to work for the new owner of the house? Who did come?
Option C, Ammu. Option C.
Ammu. I already told you. Very good. Sit down. As we already know about the character, there are 4 characters. All the characters in the option, you can see Chinni was the brother of Ammu, and Ammu was the daughter of Cheleppa. Cheleppa was the father of both of them, and Mrs. Mohan was the new owner of the house. So when Cheleppa was working as a security guard or watchman, you can say, his salary was not enough to meet all the requirement of the family. So Cheleppa asked his daughter Ammu to work in the new house so that she can get some salary that will be sufficient to meet all the requirement of the house. So that Cheleppa asked Ammu to work in the house of new owner. Yes. For question, where did the daughter of the owner live? In part 2 of the story, it is mentioned that there is a place or there is a town where the Honor's daughter was living. Where? First option is Bhubaneswar, second option is Cuttack, third option is Bangalore, fourth one is Bombay. Where?
Option C. Option
Hmm?
C.
Bombay will be the right answer. Bombay will be the right answer. Look at the picture. This is the picture of Bombay town. Yes? Are you all get my point or not? Are you all able to get my point or not? This is the town. You can see the picture of Bombay town. Now come to the fifth question. That is, when Ammu came to the new house, who greeted her? When Chelappa asked Ammu to work in new house or new fort, when Ammu came to the house, who greeted her? There was a woman who greeted her. What is her name? First option is Chinni, C. Chelappa, B. Mrs. Mohan, D. Someone else. Who greeted? If you do not know the answer, please eliminate. Eliminate the option. You in
Mrs.
this
Mohan.
way. Yes, Mrs. Mohan greeted.
Mrs. Mohan.
Yes, she said that she greeted that good morning. Yes, she told that good morning. Now come to the sixth question. Sixth one. What did Ammu was? What did Ammu was? First option vessel, number B option mug, C option vehicle, number D option something else.
Mrs. Mohan.
Huh? Number 6. What did Ammu was? What did Ammu was? There are 4 options. You have to choose the right one. Whether it was vessel, whether it was mug, whether it was vehicle, whether it was something else. What will be the right answer? The right answer will be vessel. Vessel means the dishes that or the plate like thing where we put our food and putting there we eat. Yes? When we use that once, that is dirty and that should be washed. And in the story there is a sink like thing, or you can say basin. There all the vessels were put by Mrs. Mohan when Ammu came to the house for working. At the time she took all the vessel and washed. Yes. Number 7. What did Ammu gauge at or gauge at? What did Ammu gauge at? Option 1 book, option B chair, option C television, option D mobile.
Book.
Yes.
Book.
Gauge means
Book.
yes. Very good. In story, especially in story or play, you must have seen there are some words, or you can say that words are bombastic words. Here one is also used, and that is gauge. Gauge means to look something for a while continuously. If we watch something for few minutes, that will be called as gauging or staring. Staring means also gauging. Both are the synonyms of each other. Yes, the answer will be book. Yes, when Ammu went to work for Mrs. Mohan, at that time we have read that Ammu was drawn by books, bookcase. Bookcase means books shelves, where books are, thousands of books are kept safely there or safely there. That is called as bookcase. Bookcase. Yes, and in new house also there was a bookcase. There were several books in the shelves. So Ammu was drawn by that bookcase. She went there and gasped at certain books which she was interested to read. Number 8. Look at the picture. She is gazing. Yes, if we look something for several minutes continuously, that action will be known as gaze or staring or looking something for continuously for a while. Number 8, who was pretending not to have noticed the book in Amu's hand? So I am repeating the question. Who was pretending not to have noticed the book in Amu's hand? Option are there.
Mrs.
First
Mohan.
option is
Mrs. Mohan. Mrs. Mohan.
yes. When Amu was gazing at book, there was a picture on the cover of the book, and she was gazing at that. At that time, Mrs. Mohan knew that or saw that, but she pretended not to have noticed the incident. From that point, Mrs. Mohan came to know that she has an interest or alacrity in the studying field or in study. Come to the next question. 9 number question. Who was the younger brother of Ammu? I have already said you. Option 1, Chinni. 2, Ramu. 3, Shyam.
Chinni.
Chinni, very good.
Chinni.
Will be the right answer. We have known that. And she was being sent to the school that Ammu was deprived of. Number 10. What was the age of Chinni? Chinni ro boyaso kete thila? 5, 10, 12 or 16?
5.
Yes, very good. 5 was the right answer. Chinni was about to be 5-year old, or he was 5. 11 number question. Who was being sent to school from next week in the story? Option A, Ammu. Option B, Chalippa. Option C, Chinni. Option D, Mrs. Mohan.
Hello.
Who was going to be sent to school?
Chinni.
Chinni was going to be sent to school from next week in the story. Because if you do not know the answer, please eliminate the wrong answers. Ammu, as we know, Ammu was the daughter of Chalippa, and she was deprived of studying. She was deprived of that facility. So Ammu is eliminated from the option. Then Chalippa was the Ammu's father, and Chalippa was well grown up, and she was an illiterate one. So there is no question that he will study. And Mrs. Mohan, as we know, Mrs. Mohan was well educated. So I have asked you the question, who was being sent to school from next week in the story? It means someone was going to school for the first time. Chinni will be the right answer. This is the right answer. Come to the 12th number question, that is, don't you also want to go to school? Quotation mark. Who said this? There is a sentence within quotation mark.
Mrs.
Who
Mohan.
said- Yes, Mrs.
Mohan.
Yes, very good. Mrs. Mohan will be the right answer, because when Mrs. Mohan asked Ammu to tell about herself, Ammu said that I am not studying. So when Mrs. Mohan knew that, she asked, you are not studying, but do not you have interest to go to school? She asked. So Mrs. Mohan will be the right answer. Come to the next question, that is 13 number question. The above statement is said to whom? ଆମେ ଯେନ୍ 12 ନମ୍ବର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଟା କଲା ସେଥିରେ କ'ଣ ହେଇଛି, କିଏ କହିଛି କୁହାଯାଇଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ କାହାକୁ କୁହାଯାଇଛି ଏଇ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ରେ ପଚରାଯାଇଛି, ହେଲା, କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ କରାଯାଇଛି. The above statement is said to whom? We have known that Mrs. Mohan has told the sentence, but to whom she told?
Option
କାହାକୁ
A,
କହିଛି?
Ammu.
Ammu. Yes, very good.
Ammu.
Ammu. the particular sentence is told to Mr. Mrs. Ammu. Ammu को कहा जाइए सर, है ना? 14 number question. Inverted comma is started. Now, comma, sit down and tell me about yourself. Inverted comma is ended there. Who said this? এই সেন্টেন্সটা কে কইছে?
Mrs. Mohan.
Now sit down.
Be Mrs. Mohan.
Very good, very good. Now sit down and tell me about yourself. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମର ଅମ୍ମୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆସିଛି ପ୍ରଥମେ କାମ କରିବାକୁ ଘର ସେମାନେ ନୂଆ ହାଉସ କୁ ବା ନ୍ୟୁ ବିଲ୍ଡିଂ କୁ, ସେତେବେଳେ ମିସେସ୍ ମୋହନ କଣ କଲେ, ତାକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଚା ଗୋଟେ ଅଫର କଲେ, ଆଉ ସି ଆସ୍କ୍ଡ ଅମ୍ମୁ ଟୁ ସିଟ୍ in the chair and tell about herself. So Mrs. Mohan is the only woman who told the statement or stated the statement. Yes, come to next question, that is 15 number question. What was Mrs. Mohan busy with? What was Mrs. Mohan busy with?
Bedroom. Option B, unpacking in bedroom.
Yes,
Unpacking
we have
in
four.
bedroom.
Very good, very good. Sit down. First option is reading books. Second option is unpacking in bedroom. Third option is playing game. Option D is something else. As we have known that Mrs. Mohan came to the house newly. So when we go to any other place, we have a bag and we pack our necessary items in that bag. And when we go there, we have to unpacking that. First we need to pack that in the bag, and then we need to unpacking. Yes, we need to unpack all the things. So when Mrs. Mohan came to the house newly, she needed to unpacking all the items she brought with her. So 15 number question is over. Very good, you told the right answer. Number 16. When did Ammu come to the new house? When did Ammu come to the new house?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Yes, yes. When she came to the new house on the very first day, it was at 9 o'clock. Yes, at 9 ବାଜିଥିଲା ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ସେ ଆସିଥିଲେ ନୂଆ ହାଉସ କୁ କାମ କରିବା ପାଇଁ. Yes, come to the next question, 17 number question. Who was this E will be omitted. Yes, wrongly it is added here. Who was a slim and grey haired lady? Option A, Mrs. Mohan. Option B, Mrs. Ram. Option C, Mrs. Shyam. Yes, yes. D, someone else.
Mrs. Mohan.
Which will be the right answer?
Mrs. Mohan.
Which will be the right answer?
Option A.
Option A. Yes.
Mrs. Mohan.
Option A. Mrs. Mohan will be the right answer. As we all know, Mrs. Mohan was the new owner of the big house. Yes. So when she came to the house newly, she wore a white sari, spotless white sari, and she was a slim and grey hair lady. As we all know, Mrs. Mohan will be the right answer. Yes. Come to the next question. What was the color of the hair of the new owner? What was the color of the hair of the new owner?
White. White. Option C.
It was not quite white. It was not quite white. First option will be red. Second option is black. Third option is white. Fourth option is grey. Which will be the right answer?
White.
White is not right. The answer is itself in the previous question. Look at the previous question. The answer is itself in the previous question. Look at the previous
Grey.
question.
Grey.
Yes. Grey will be the Yes, yes, grey will be the right answer. When, as we all know, as it is mentioned in the story that he will be above 50 or above 50, she will be above 50. So you must have seen, look at the picture. Mrs. Mohan must be or will be supposed to like that girl or that woman. Look at the picture. Mrs. Mohan will be supposed to be like that girl. Yes. So the right answer will be the color of the hair of the new owner was grey. Yes. Come to 19 number question. Inverted comma is started. Come and have a glass of tea before beginning work. Inverted comma is closed. Who said this? Come
Mrs.
and
Mohan.
yes.
Mrs. Mohan.
Mrs. Mohan.
Mohan.
Yes, yes. Mrs. Mohan would be the right answer. And last question will be, what will help Chinni to get a job according to Ammu's father? What will help Chinni to get a job according to Ammu's father? Option will be there.
Education.
Education, hard work,
Education.
dedication. Education.
Option A.
Education.
Where, can anybody say where education will be the right answer?
Education.
Where education will be the right answer? According to Ammu's father, education has not any value for women. As I have already said you, this is a story that showcases the best or vivid scenario of patriarchal society or male dominated society বা পুরুষ কেন্দ্রিক সমাজ से ऊपर ये स्टोरी टा पूरा basically this story is based on patriarchal society. So according to Ammu's father, education has not any value for women, so that we have seen that Chinni was being sent to school and Ammu was being asked to work in the new house for the new owner. Yes, education will be the right answer. But according to the story, education will be the right answer. But if you see practically, hard work is also is needable. For education, you need to do hard work, and dedication is also very necessary, and simplicity is also very necessary. As a whole, all the four things are required for a good human being, but according to the story, education will be the right answer. Yes? As we all know, this story is nothing but is about a patriarchal society where a daughter is being treated so harshly. That is nothing but that is started from the Vedic age in our society in India. In India, you can say the root of the patriarchy is in India. So if you read the story, you can understand how all the qualities all the facilities is being provided to a male child, and its contrary, a girl child or a woman is being deprived of all the facilities. Thank you, all of you.